What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I'm not alone. I'm joined by the one, the only, the legend himself, Ash. Ash, welcome in, brother. How are you?
Big Papa! What's up, Drock? I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing great,
Is this
dude.
the first time I've been to your channel, man?
No. You've been on before. You've been on before.
You've been on mine so many damn times that I
well, you have the good ideas.
You, bro.
You have the good ideas. You know what I mean? But I finally came up with a solid idea, and I was like, you know what? I want to bring Ash on for this. He'd be the perfect person to talk about this with. So here you are, and we haven't. Just so everyone knows, we haven't discussed our ideas beforehand. But the idea of today's video is one buff to rule them all. And what I mean by that is each of us is going to pick one champion in every faction of any rarity. So could be a Lego, could be a rare, could be epic, a mythical, whatever your heart desires, Ash. Who would you buff in every single faction? That's what we're going to be doing today.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm ready.
I'm stoked because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fun back and forth on this without a doubt. So
hell yeah.
As the guest, you get to go first. Let's start at the top. Let's start with Banner Lords. Who you got? Who you got?
Hell yeah, man. I've been asking for this one for years, Plarium, for years. Pikeman. It's just like I went with a common, bro, to try to throw you off a little bit.
I was like, wait, Pikeman. Who the hell's Pikeman?
He's a common. Come on, you don't know Pikeman?
I know.
I'm joking. I want to go with. I actually do. I felt like I picked on the legendary, who I think is the obvious choice a lot. So I actually want to throw. I want to go with an epic. Because back when I started playing, Knight Errant used to be the man. You know, like everybody wanted to get the Death Warrant ability. It's like one of the harder hitting abilities in the game. But man, this dude has been power crept like so badly. So like power creep is not even the right word. Like he used to be a niche fun champion who hit incredibly hard, and now like he's trash, right? So I want to see him be a hard hitter again, man. I want to see them take that Death Warrant and rework it so it's a I don't know enemy max HP or something like that, or just some crazy multiplier that he's actually an interesting and fun, at least epic again. Yeah,
I totally agree. I think he's a fantastic champ to buff. I'm not going to go epic because it's me. I've got to go at the tippy of the top, and I'm going Drock. Yeah, I'm going with the mythical. Surprise, surprise. Drock picks a mythical, one of the strongest champions. And look, I get it. He's a mythical. He's not a bad overall champion when you really think about what's in the game.
Oh, you're really going in, Drock?
I'm going in, Drock. I am really going in.
Bro, I thought you were joking like a pikeman on me.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And here's why. Here's why.
Beast, bro.
He has a lot of good things going for him for the average normal player. But here's the one thing I would say. Mythicals for the average player are extremely difficult to get. They are insanely hard. And basically you almost have to spend for the most part or just really get insanely lucky. And so the way I look at it is this. They just did big mythical buffs. Obviously, they're going to come out soon, which,
today.
Today. That's right. They came out today. So that's awesome, but they forgot this dude, and Drock needs a freaking buff because I'm telling you right now, that second form, like he was incredible, obviously with the enfeeble that worked on bosses, but that was game breaking and didn't work. And now I feel like he needs a little bit more on this second form. It's like half sort of pretend damage dealer, half like status stuff. I don't know. All I know is this: if I pulled an Drock, and I did recently, I would be devastated even as a low spender because I want something like God tier. So for me, yes, I'm going Drock. Controversial, starting off with a mythical.
I love the controversy, man. It's your. I feel like as a guest, I shouldn't disagree, but first I agree and I disagree. I don't like his alternate form either. I never use it, right?
Yeah.
But man, he is a Hydra carry and a half. Like he is. Do you use them in Hydra? Have you used them in Hydra?
I don't use them in Hydra because I think
put them in a 9-piece protection, bro. 9-piece protection. You can get up to 4 buffs on that A3 on a 3-turn cooldown, so you're gonna get that big damage boost. And then that passive increase critical hits by any allies, fills the turn meter of all allies by 5%, occurs once per hit, no cooldown. So like it's that mode, it's that Molly, a sneaky Molly Tankard mode, or it's different, but it's he's a. I like him. I like
more.
Him, but,
I want more.
Okay, all right, you got. All right. There you go.
I totally understand where you're coming from.
I've got Pikeman. You've got Drock.
he's not bad. You know what I mean? He's not bad, like for most people. But for me, I don't know. I look at him. I look at this second form.
Try him out in one of your Hydra teams.
Okay,
in the
I tell you
9-piece, if you have it. If you have it, and let me know.
Yeah, good question. I'll have to take a look, but I will try him on a 9-piece protection for you, Ash. And then we can next time we do a video together, I'll tell you you were probably right and I was wrong. But there you go.
No, you never know, man. Do you know DeGreer? Is he in one of your clans? I'm not sure. He might be in Mad. I don't know. Yeah, no. But he's the guy who got me. Like he was putting up like ridiculous, like 5 billion Nightmare, not like Trunda teams, just like Androck teams, you know?
Interesting, okay.
And he got me interested in using Androck more in Hydra, so
okay.
Full credit to him, not me, but now I switched over. I'm like, okay, I like Androck. Granted, that's the only area I use him, but whatever. Anyway, High Elves.
High Elves, and I will start off, and I will not be going surprise,
go Galathir, bro? Or are you going to go Galathir on us?
We're going Galathir, baby. It's time, boys and girls. No, I'm not going Galathir, especially now that I've finally gotten him. And he's
Congrats,
incredible.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. It feels so good. This is tricky because I don't want to go like legendaries or mythicals or things like that all the time. And there are definitely a couple epics that I would buff here. But when I'm looking through, I do think there's like one champion. Actually, yeah, I do have a champion that I want to see buffed more than anything else. And again, they're not bad. This is the thing. A lot of the things on the list right now aren't going to necessarily be bad. They're not the worst champion in the faction. It's just the ones that we really want to see change. And I'll tell you right now, the one that I want to see change the most is Ethos. I used to love this dude. He was one of my first ever Void nukers. And like 2 or 3 years ago, like he still wasn't tip top meta even then, but he was certainly, as someone who was just starting in Raid, he was a really big help. But holy smokes, has this guy been power crept over the years. I mean, damage wise, he can't compete with anything that's come out in the last 2.5 years whatsoever. On top of that, like, yes, like he has this always critical on his A3, but then you don't, you still have to build crit rate for the other skills. And for arena-based stuff, which this guy is an arena-based champion, in my opinion, you really would rather just see something like Queen Ava, where you have increased crit across every single skill. So, especially because you don't have to worry about weak hits here or anything like that, because he's Void. So, man, this guy needs more damage. He needs a little bit of help. Just please, he's a Void champ. Buff this dude. I need him better.
You know, they did buff him somewhat recently, but it was kind of a weird, it was a necessary buff, but it was a weird one. They upped the weekend to the big version.
Yes.
He had a weak version of weekend.
He had a
and that was
version,
it.
Yeah.
It was a very random thing, but it was necessary, but it was random. But I'm not going to argue against an Ethos buff. Like, I've always looked at him as like the quintessential PvE, like wave nuker. But to your point, I mean, I have no argument. He has definitely been crept over the years, and it'd be cool to see him have like a new time to shine as a meta champion right in the game. All right, I'm gonna go with Incarnate.
Yeah,
I don't think she's the worst necessarily, but man, she's in the conversation. She was the most underwhelming champion ever released, just because. I mean, you got one shot, Plarium, at releasing a great Arbiter companion champion or whatever, you know? And they did it. Arbiter, the champion that everybody gets, now has a protector or, like a legit companion, like a Taurus and Marichka, a Siphi and Rhodos. Now it's Arbiter in the Incarnate. One of the most underwhelming, crappy champions. You're almost better as not running anybody on your team. Just run out, I don't know. I was so disappointed in the Incarnate. I think she's really trashy. It's hard for me to even say, if you were free to play beginner, that you're like, yeah, invest in Incarnate, I would have, man, I mean, there's so many different ways they could buff her, but geez, talk about an underwhelming recent addition to the game,
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. She is really bad. And you're absolutely right. Like the fact that you get Arbiter for free, and you could get this champion as part of, I think, a fusion or whatever.
Yeah,
like
it could be awesome.
Could have been incredible. Everyone has an Arbiter by by some point in the game. Like, what a miss! What a miss! So yeah, I totally think she's ripe for a buff. So on to Sacred Order, though. Who you got, Ash?
Let's do it. Okay, Sacred Order. As I click on it, okay. Whew. I'm gonna go with. I need to be better prepared for this. I'm going to go with.
This is tough because there's so many potential
champions.
champions.
Quadrillion of them. Yeah.
And I did no prep. So it's completely off the cuff.
Clearly, I didn't either, my friend.
Completely off the cuff, guys.
You know how I'm gonna go with, bro? I'm gonna go with a rare, probably my only of the video, but I'm gonna go with a rare. I'm gonna go with Castigator, my second most hated rare in the game. Castigator, Magic Affinity, rare champion, HP based. I remember being pretty excited about good old Castigator, and I invested in Castigator just to do a guide on my channel because I thought to myself, hey, like super basic kit, a basic provoke on the A1, not a lot of utility there, but then has, you know, one of those better heals in the game, one of those equalized HP, and then the extra turn on top of that, bringing it down to a 3-turn cooldown. I thought to myself, hey, he could be maybe in like a reflex or something. I don't know. Like, could just be a great little healing machine, you know, help players out, even at level 50 or whatever. And then I realized that I misread this damn ability. Heals the ally lowest HP by 20% of the champion's max HP. Great. Then equalizes the HP levels of all allies, but it's not up to the champion with the highest max HP. So like it ends up being like a negligible, you know, like it's so dumb, man. So all you're getting really, doesn't work like Sinesha, for example, you know?
Oh,
or like,
my God. I totally misunderstood that too. I was like, this seems not bad, Ash. Like, this seems like a great ability for a rare.
If you read like Vassal the Seal, there's a bunch of these type of heals, right? But this one doesn't work. It doesn't. Go to Sinesha right now or anybody else, right? Yeah. And read it, and you'll see all of them, except for that one ability, have the I'm pulling it up on my screen too. It should be there, right? Oh
my God. Yeah, the HP levels
to the
of
highest
all allies.
HP.
Yeah,
so there's no equalization. Like it could, you know, like I've run him a lot, and like, dude, he's out healed by like anybody, you know, like it's nothing. So he ends up being like the most ginormous waste of space that is a very deceptive wording. Is he the most in need out of any champion in Sacred Order? Absolutely not. But it's always bothered me since I've invested in him.
Oh, man. That's crazy, dude. I've never used him on my free-to-play account, but like reading the skill, I was like, oh, dude, Sinesha HP, right? Like this sounds incredible. Like you're out of your mind,
I thought the same thing.
But so is he subtracting HP from some people then? Like
I didn't notice any subtracting, thank God, because it reads like that, but it's just nothing. You just get nothing, you know, on those champions. Yeah.
That is great. What a great choice for a rare, too.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now I got to go Harrier. No.
Yeah.
Because we both know how terrible he is.
Should be deleted, bro.
He really should be deleted. I love that you hate him as much as I do.
I do hate him. I do.
All right. So, okay. I'm going to go with an epic here. And this epic isn't bad at all. But I feel like this epic could be great. Could be legitimately great with just one small change.
Oh, I think I know who you're gonna go with.
I don't think you do. But
now let me guess. Damn it, let me guess.
Yeah, guess.
But just because you're throwing me so off with the the precursor there, I'm gonna go with Hope.
Oh, you're so close. You're so close because I'm actually gonna go with Canoness.
Ooh, okay.
And I'll tell you why.
She's interesting. They gave her a buff recently, though.
Yes, they gave her a buff recently, and she's not bad. She's definitely not a champion that is bad by any stretch of the imagination. But the thing that really drives me crazy about her is I pulled her in the free-to-play competition, and I invested in her somewhat, but her A3 could be incredible. Like, it could be really, really, really solid, really good. But it's just not quite there. And the reason why is because she's placing this ally protection buff on only one target instead of on everybody. That's the only change I want. Just one small change where
they would never do that on a 2-turn.
Yes, they'd have to change the cooldown.
They'd have to change it.
They'd have to change the cooldown, but I would much rather her ally protect everybody than just one person. It would make her so much easier to use in wave-based content and things of that nature. I mean, like, again, this is very nitpicky. This is just something that I saw playing with her free-to-play because it would drive me crazy how you wouldn't be able to protect everyone and then you'd lose someone on your team. And although, yes, you're getting continuous heals on everybody, that ally protection buff is so important for keeping a team alive in something like Clan Boss or in wave-based content or anything else on everyone. So I would love to see this changed one more time to ally protecting everybody. Everybody gets a continuous heal, and then it's like a 3-turn cooldown instead of a 2-turn cooldown. So that's it. It super small, but in my opinion would make her one of the better epics in the game.
Man.
Or at least someone that I would want to use more often.
No, that's a good idea. I like that too. I also think that maybe on that A1, you could kind of make it the inverse of like a Man-Eater, where you know how Man-Eater attacks one enemy but places a decreased attack on everybody?
Yes.
maybe you give her an increased attack on all allies on her A1, you know, like that could be like, I don't know, just make her a little bit more, to your point, like, you know, the way she is right now, to your point, she's not like awful, but
no,
it's like all I'm really excited about in her entire kit is a 2-turn continuous heal. Like that's all I'm excited about. Really, you know?
Pretty much.
Right,
and like the thing is, when you look at her aura, she's got a great faction crypt aura too, which means you want to probably bring her in for like faction wars. So it's just something that's bothering me. I really want to see Cannon S buffed. I'm a Cannon S truther.
Okay, I like that. All right, Barb time. I think you're up first this time.
Yeah, I am up first on Barb. Okay, yeah, I 1,000,000% know exactly what I want to buff in this. For the love of God, please buff all 10. Please buff.
Yeah, can I choose the same one on this one? The red.
God, this champion drives me crazy with how bad he is now. He used to be really good, you know, elite single target damage back in the day. You know what I mean? Like way back in the day, Clan Boss Champion 2. We're talking 4 or 5 years ago. But oh my Lord, this champion needs help. Please, Plarium, buff all 10. Give him some kind of AoE attack. Give him something beyond just like 2 one-hitter things. Just he needs serious help. All 10 is my pick.
Very bad. All 10 is I can't choose the same one. I have to pick another one. All 10 is by a mile the worst, I think. In the conversation for me, Rathmatab, Rorik Wormbane, Arima. I like Arima a lot, but I think she's not like quite there, you know? But yeah, I guess I'm just going to go with my gut, and I'm going to go with Operdin. People hate on Operdin. I think he's like a decent healer. I mean, he sucks, but he's a good healer, you know? So at least he brings something to the table.
Yeah.
I guess Rorik. I'll hate on Rorik a little bit. I know people like the stun, you know, the potential stun and the control, but I've never been excited about this guy. I'm so upset that he has an ignore 50% of target's defense ability with a 1650 base attack, and he hits like a wet noodle, man. Like I don't love that. Well, that's disappointing. I know some people like him out there, but I guess he'd be my choice. At least on Rathmatab, he can give you an AoE provoke, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. I also hate Rorik.
Who would you pick second?
I actually would pick Rorik because I've pulled, I kid you not, Ash, I pulled 8 of this champion. I think I have 2+4 Roriks, and every time he pops out,
way to brag, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm real proud of myself here. Every
they
time
need to
he
make you a
pops out,
custom Rorik avatar in the game. You know,
I could probably look like this dude. He's a bit bulkier, maybe he's a little bit better shape than me. But yeah, this could be me in 30 years. I see it. Now.
You don't know he's in better shape than you. Come on, man.
I don't know. He looks pretty jacked. He looks pretty jacked, Ash. I don't know. He's got a giant crossbow. You know,
Rathmatab is underwhelming too, though. Huh?
Yeah,
that guy?
I'm not a fan of Rathmatab either.
I wish his increased resistance and reflect damage was a 3-turn cooldown. It would fix everything. It just it bring a lot more utility, I feel like, you know?
For sure. Like anyway. there's the semblance of a decent kit with Rathmatab.
Oh yeah, there is.
I look at all 10 and I look at Rorik and I'm just like, oh my God, please, like just help him out, man.
I agree. Okay.
All right, Ogre Tribe. So
Ogre Chime. Ooh, who do I want to go with here? People hate on Gerda. I don't think she's as bad as people say. Let me take a quick look at gander at the epics here. There's like a billion epics worth buffing here, I feel like. So I'm just gonna play it safe and go with a legendary that I was personally pretty disappointed with, and that is Uger the Worm Eater. I don't think he's like, again, I don't think he's the worst in the faction. Wasn't he a fragment summon,
I think. Yeah, I think he was fragments.
I didn't go for him. AoE removing buffs from enemies and a weaken is a nice ability if you like Ryan the Conjurer. You know, like he's a legendary, damn it. And then he's got like a stupid A3. Increase accuracy, increase defense, or increase attack. So it's not that bad. You're getting like a Mithrala without the hex or something, you know, I don't. No, he sucks. I think he kind of sucks.
He does suck.
He really sucks. I'm like trying to talk myself into him, but no, there's nothing to be talked into here. He's not. He sucks in a really sucky way because the way they word his kit or whatever it is, like it makes you talk yourself into like this guy's actually pretty solid, you know, and then you use him and you're like, no, you know, he's not. I don't know. He's pretty
I actually agree with you. I really like. Again, this is a champion where there's an idea here and it's just not fully formed. And also, I really hate when they do things where it's like either places this or places that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just give them
both. You just give them both, or pick one or the other.
Increase attack champions, increase defense. It's not that hard, you know.
Like
that's another way of saying, hey, you know what? Gizcard the Sagail, the Epic can do. Like, he can't do that. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and also when you think about like building teams, like I'd rather have one or the other. If you're gonna just do one, just give me one for everybody. Like, I know this guy is gonna give defense, he's gonna try to protect people, or I know this guy is gonna make people do a lot more damage. You know what I mean? I just don't make it conditional. I hate that. Conditional stuff drives me crazy. So yeah, I totally support this.
I totally glossed over my real pick, but I'm going to see who you choose.
Okay, I have an idea of who your real pick is, but
I'm going to, because we talked about this before.
Yeah, we talked about it before, but I'm going to go actually with Ignatius. I'm going to go with Ignatius. And the reason why I'm going to pick Ignatius is this is also such a simple fix, and it drives me crazy that they haven't done it.
Cooldown?
Yes, his cooldowns. Good Lord. He's got a freaking 5-turn cooldown. 5-turn cooldown on his HP burn debuff all enemies that can't be resisted. Oh, my Lord. Why? Dude, nobody has 5-turn cooldowns anymore for this kind of stuff. This needs to be 4 turns or 3 turns at most. Like, and then the same kind of stuff for his provoke, where it's a 4-turn cooldown. Now that's a 3-turn cooldown. Like, and it's also not a 100% chance of provoking. It's a 75% chance.
This is 93 speed.
He's super slow, bro. Is also look at his defense level. His defense is so low
for a defense-based champion. You're right. I took a little bit of offense because I actually like the big fella, but maybe it's nostalgia speaking to me. You know, maybe it's nostalgia.
That's the thing. I like him a lot. His kit actually isn't bad. This is like the rare example of an OG champion with actually a really solid kit that's still usable in a lot of areas of content. But he's just let down by 2 small things: cooldowns, and then also his stats are old school stats. Like, it's just not what you see anymore. So I really want them to just make these. This is like a 2-second change, and they could fix this guy and make him incredible. So he's my pick.
So I'm gonna cheat and hold up the video. Just give 5 seconds on Gurgo the Augur. He needs to be the next buff by Plarium, man. He needs to be the next buff. This guy is not a void freaking legendary champion. I can't believe they didn't do him like back with Angar in January in Fortis, because he's. I won't go on. I want to pick 2, but he's awful. All right.
He needs the help for sure, and they can totally do it quickly. This is the thing that drives me crazy. These are like small changes that could really help him out.
But they're capped. They have no manpower. Drock. They can't do possibly more than 2 buffs a month.
2 buffs a month. Oh man, I made an entire video about that, Ash, because it was driving me so crazy.
Did you? Like, the number 2?
Well, because I was like, look, can we just get 5 and 5? Can we get 5 Legos and 5 epics every month? That's it. That's all I want. 5 and 5. I'll help you out. I'll help design the kits. But okay, we're on to Lizardmen, and I am kicking this one off. Oh man, this is a tough one for me because there are a couple I really want to see improved. I think I'm definitely going with a Lego on this. Yeah, I'm going with a. Oh, man, it's so hard. I'm going with a Lego.
I know the 2.
It's really like they're 2 that really stick out to me. I'm going with a Lego, but I'm going to go with a Lego that you get for free because I really want to see him improved. And it's for me, it's got to be Rosin. Yeah, I mean, he's just his like
cooldowns. Like that 7-turn cooldown. You know,
like what? You know, you got Armands.
Do they even make those anymore?
0 cooldown, basically stealing turn meter from everybody. I mean, I get that he's a free Lego, so they don't want to make him overpowered, but. Just make him good. You know what I mean? Like I just pulled him on I just got to him on my free-to-play account, or like did the fusion for him. And I don't want to invest in him. I don't want to put books into him to help like complete faction wars because he's just so bad. I really want them to just change this cooldown on the AoE, decrease turn meter, and give him like a little more sauce. You know what I mean? Maybe a little more damage or something like that. But again, super low speed, like really old school bad speed champion that could use some help in that area. And also, again, really low defense that's honestly on par with epics and not legendaries. So that's, I don't know, Rosin's my pick.
He's been power crept so much, but yet he's still like solid. You know, it's a weird champion, right? Because 2 triple hitters and a great buff, a boss debuffer rather, with the decreased defense and weaken. I mean, that's a valuable kit for a lot of players, for everybody, you know, but
it is.
You're right. The base stats are what bothered me the most. Like 91, he might be the slowest damn legendary still in the game. I don't know, you know? That's pretty bad. And that cooldown's tough, but like you can work it to like be a double hitter to really, or a triple hitter maybe, and keep it at a long cooldown, you know? Like there's other ways that you could approach him, you know, to really add a little bit of a little bit more viability, I feel like. So I agree. Razem was going to be my first, but I hate Roxum too, man. I know.
Yeah, we were in the same boat because this is my second.
Dude, this guy, every time I mention not liking this guy, I always get the Roxum fan club in the comments. They're like, oh, this guy's great, Ash. You're crazy. You're crazy. No, he's not. He's not, man. Dude, I don't want to have to read 8 novels to understand the champion, A, and B, this guy is the definition of conditionality, man. I've got to have veils and perfect veils at all times, or he's useless. I don't like him, man. And all for what? To get a decreased defense in a weekend, you know?
He's so confusing. I have no idea what the hell he does.
He fills a turn meter. He puts in veils. Like, I just want a whole rework on Roxum, man.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a champion that benefits from veil. Like, that's cool. But gosh, I mean, all that effort for a champion that's just okay, just average, you know?
Absolutely. Completely agree. This is my second choice too. So we're definitely aligned on this.
Great. All right, orc time.
No, Skinwalkers.
Oh, I passed
Skinwalkers. Don't forget your beautiful Skinwalkers. Right. You're up first.
Well, they did Mezimel. Should they do the cock?
Yes, please. Give me a strong cock.
There you go, man.
You heard it here first. We really need Osama to edit this one.
Right? The cock is a weird one, though. I guess would you choose the cock or no?
This is tough because I really don't like him, and I hate when mythicals are bad for the reasons that I talked about before. Like, I want mythicals to be really good, but I actually don't think I'd pick the cock. I have a different choice. Yeah, you pick the cock.
I'm going to pick the cock, but I don't have him. I just want to pick the cock as an excuse to talk about him on your channel because I know you have him. Here's what I don't understand about this dude, man. He's his normal form. I don't know. It seems underwhelming to me. Yeah. But his alternate form, to me, actually seems pretty good. So what am I missing? Why do you think he's bad? He's got the potential of an AOE on the A1. He's got the AOE on the A2 with decreased defense. He's got extra damage boosting or whatever. I don't know if that's good or not. He's stealing turn meter. Then he has another AOE, decrease the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns. It seems pretty solid. Why don't you like him?
This is a great
and
question.
He has a provoke on the yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, this is a great question. He's got a provoke on the first form, right?
Base form, yeah.
So I think there's 2 really big reasons why I don't like the cock. As a whole, in general, I don't like when they take mythicals and they make them half one thing, half the other. I'd much rather see them make them all like this champion's both forms dominate Hydra, and they, or this champion's both forms are applicable in Arena. And this is an example of a champion whose first form is completely useless in Arena. You know what I mean? And isn't that good in Hydra overall? Ever since they had to nerf him obviously because he was broken initially. Like his max HP hits didn't limit to max HP, so he's doing.
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you. I'm gonna be rude, but
let me hear it.
On his alter. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Forget it. I was reading his alternate form. I'm like, that doesn't sound that bad in the Arena, Drock. What are you talking about? But you said
it's base form. It's base form. So here's the thing. You're not wrong about his alternate form sounding good. And in fact, when I pulled him, I was like, okay, like maybe there's something here. Especially when I was looking at his A3, which kind of was like, oh, damage increasing by 15% for each buff. That's kind of meta, right? Because realistically, a lot of champions are just stacked with buffs that you can't pull off because of polymorph. Now, obviously, Intercept coming in has changed that a little bit, but the A3, like, the kit isn't bad. The kit is not my problem, with 2 exceptions. One,
if he had the turn meter still in the A3 instead of the A2, would it fix everything?
Well, that would certainly help stuff a lot for sure. He would be way better in that regard. But the problem is that his damage isn't very good unless you land decreased defense. Like, he just doesn't do enough damage. And the problem too is that in this game, it's really hard now to place these kind of debuffs for the majority of arena type battles. You're not going to be able to get decreased defense out there. Now, Intercept is solving this a little bit. Like, he's definitely gotten a passive buff because of stuff like Intercept. But the problem is, if you build him in Intercept, you can't build him in Stone Skin because you need to have Savage on him or he just does not do enough damage. So the number one thing that needs to change with Gallius is the dude needs a damage buff, similar to like them buffing, maybe not Siegfried because that was crazier, but similar to them buffing, for example, Mesmo or whatever else. He just needs a damage buff, and I would really personally like to see his kit not be so dependent on landing those decreased defenses, because if he doesn't land them, he is basically worthless, with the exception of the A3 doing okay stuff, but again, still not enough. A little
turn meter steal and negligible damage, and that's it. I got you. I mean, I see the reviews and the ratings, and I hear what everybody says, and I never see him in live arena or in regular arena, so I know he's not good. But when you read his kit, you're like, it's not that bad,
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like it's just the funny thing with this game, and you know this, is that champions can be let down by bad kits, or they can be let down by bad multipliers, one or the other. Yeah. And he's definitely someone who just needs better multipliers and maybe a slight rework on the kit. But
gotcha.
Okay, so you're going Cock.
Yeah, who are you gonna go with?
I was actually torn between two. I was gonna go with somebody different initially, but now you know what? Now I've actually changed my mind. I'm going Norog, man. I'm going Norog.
Okay, all right. It's a great one.
Norog just like.
It's funny, you look at the Cox kit, I mean, granted a mythical, and then you look at Norog and you're like, bro, are you a rare?
What the hell are you, bro? You goofy little pig? What are you, piggy?
Where's the rest of the kit? Where's the other form?
Where is the kit? Where is the other form? The thing with Norog is, like, he just needs a total rework. He just needs a total rework. OG, old. It's just, he's not someone that you want to pull today.
He's got to be coming, right? He's like him and Altan. I wouldn't be surprised in the neck by the end of the year. I suspect he and Altan will be fixed by the end of the year.
I really hope that you're right, because he definitely needs it really badly. Like, he's definitely on that level of just straight up bad. So yeah, for me, it's got to be Norog. I really want that.
The crazy thing about Norog is, like, you could definitely use him in Hydra and stuff, progression, but like, he just feels so epic, if not worse. Like he really feels like a decent niche epic. He feels like,
he really does feel like a niche epic. I agree with that 100%.
All right.
Okay, now we're orcs.
Now I can do orcs.
Now we're orcs, and I'm going first because you took the Cock.
Yes.
Okay, oh God, there's so many.
You're looking at maybe the worst mythical here, from what I hear.
I know. I'm really tempted to pick Ashtar, but I'll be honest, I haven't used him yet, and although I've heard he is really bad, he doesn't like top my list for people that I really want to see change. God, there's some really bad champions in this faction. This is tough. Couple different ones that I really want to change. I think I'm actually gonna go here with I'm just torn. Okay, this is so hard. I think I'm gonna go with am I going King Garog? I think I'm going King Garog.
So many,
actually.
Dude. There's so many bad. Orc is like one of the worst. They have some really amazing champions, but they overall one of the worst, man.
It really is. I mean, like, there's so many you can pick here. I think I'm going to go King Garog.
Okay.
I don't, like, he sounds better on paper, I think, than he actually is. Again, like, kind of a multipliers issue and a damage thing where you're just not going to want to invest in him because he's not going to be able to compete in that arena aspect for the vast majority of players. So again, the kit doesn't sound bad. He's just let down by the fact that he doesn't do great damage, because even if you look at his stats are actually good for a nuker, right? Good speed, decent attack, not top tier, but not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just he doesn't do damage. Like, he doesn't do what you expect him to do. So I think I'm going King Garog.
Damage dealer who doesn't do damage is always front and center when I'm looking for the champion. Man, I don't know. Can I go Danig? I mean, if you like Danig, I don't really like him that much. Robar, Grohawk, golly. I'm gonna go with. I think it's the least likely to be buffed is Grohawk, because they actually buffed him a year or two ago, and I thought it wasn't enough. But I guess I'll go Robar, man. Like, he's been the same forever, and he's really just like a glorified war maiden, man. Like, I don't know, like an AoE decreased defense with a little bit more damage, I know the Merciless Assault has the potential, if they're CC'd, of like dealing some really nice damage, but now, better than anybody, Drock, but like now for a damage dealer to really be special, want a little bit of ignore defense, or maybe an essential, like a little CC potential. I mean, just think of the billions of champions that came out in this game since Rabar has been in that brings more to the table than an AoE decrease defense, you know? And he's very, very squishy. His damage is still like okay, you know, but it's not like it used to be where like, okay, what he lacks in the overall kit versatility or whatever, it's not, you know, I don't know. To me, he's kind of a cool A1, but it's just not. I'd like to see a buff to him. I'm not saying he's the worst, but to me, he's a legacy champion who they never touched, you know?
Yeah. Well, so they did buff him a little bit, actually. Do you remember this?
My bad. So I don't remember this clearly.
It's funny because
where they buff?
They buffed his speed. His speed, he was the slowest legendary like damage dealer. He was like 85 or 87.
Wow.
It was so bad.
But
here's the problem. I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I was actually really torn between picking Robar because, again, like he could be really good. Like he could be really great. But he's an example of a champion, and like what happens in games like this where you don't balance champions continually because power creep changes. And nowadays you're not getting tons of sleeps and freezes and true fears and stuff on champions to make him have that damage. Like he's not getting that anymore. Whereas 3 years ago, absolutely, you'd Kymar somebody, sleep them up, go nuts.
Would this be the most ridiculous? So obviously no champion in the game can do this. And maybe this is a mythical, void mythical. Maybe they're waiting for that. But like, what about making Robar the first champion to have an AoE ignore Stone Skin? Do you think that would ruin the game? I mean, it would definitely make a meta. What do you think? Do you think making a champ? Well, yeah, go ahead.
There's a great quote from a TV show I really love, Ash. Maybe you've seen it. It's called True Detective, and Matthew McConaughey's like,
I've seen the first season.
That's all you need to see because he's time is a flat circle. You know what I mean? Like we just come right back around. Because here's the thing: do I think eventually at some point they'll probably do an AoE Stone Skin?
They will.
I think they will. You know, we're right back. Just circle it around, but you got to keep spending to get that car moving, baby. So
indeed, too many people have Robar. You're right. If they're going to introduce an AoE ignore Stone Skin, it's going to be a damn exclusive 15 escalating chance event or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. The new Void Mythical with shards that cost $20 per shard.
Indeed. A limited
chance.
Time. Yeah.
Limited time,
okay.
That's perfect.
Okay, shame on me. All right.
That's great.
Demon Spawn, I'm up first.
Yes.
I got, let's see. Man, do you have Carnage? Yeah,
I do have Carnage, but I actually haven't used him yet. And I've heard mixed things on him. I've heard he's great. I've heard he's not. I don't know yet. I'm not sure.
I haven't. I was very underwhelmed by him, honestly. But but yet, contradictory to my opinion, I have seen some like screenshots and putting up like some pretty insane numbers in Hydra and stuff. So anyway, I digress. He's not my pick. I was just curious. Man, I feel like we're neglecting the rares and the epics here, but who are we kidding? They never buff rares and epics anyway. So are we wasting our breath? What if you made, and now I'm on this kick, bro. You're going to make me, your viewers going to hate me.
I can't wait.
I'm going to choose Mortem Macabre, and I want his peril to ignore Stone Skin.
Okay.
You know, actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because by the time that is activated, I guess 2-turn Stone Skin, maybe, right?
No, 2-turn, because you think about like something like UDK. He could be a UDK killer really easily.
Yeah,
then, you know what I mean?
That's perfect. You're right. That's it. I want Mortem Macabre to ignore Stone Skin on the peril because it's a hard ability to activate anyway. And Mortem Macabre, I mean, you know very well that he was all the rage before Stone Skin, you know, like the last meta, he was like a stalwart of the arena. Now, not so much anymore. He certainly doesn't scare me anymore. So I would want to give Mortem Macabre a little bit more viability and give him a little ignore Stone Skin on that peril ability.
It's funny. I was actually going to pick Mortu as well. So,
yeah,
100%. Yeah. Because
what were you going to say about his, like, what were you going to do to buff him?
So my thing was also going to be like, fix the peril, get it so that it procs more frequently or procs easier. At least for Arena, the problem with Mortu is on like 12-7, he is just, I swear to God, his chance of proccing peril on that stupid campaign stage.
80%.
He's like 80%. Yeah. He always procs it.
When it doesn't proc, you're like, whoa.
What happened? Whoa, the game is actually cares now.
Out.
Holy smokes. Yeah. But like he's got, like, I want to be able to use him again And I feel like the rest of his kit is so mediocre too, where he doesn't do a lot of damage on his other abilities. You're just hoping to proc that peril and then have someone go in. But I'd love to see it ignore Stone Skin as well. I'd love to have
Stone Skin and then make the A2 a 3-turn, so you can be using Hydra as a block buff champion or something. You know?
There you go. Like and like up the damage a little bit on some of his other abilities. That way he has a little more utility when he's not proccing that peril. Because again, that's so RNG based. And you think about there are lots of champions now that can block revive, not, you know, just regular legendaries as well. So cool. I'd love to see that as a change. So he actually would be my pick as well. If I were picking like one other person, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going with Mortu. Sorry, we're doubling up here. It's really who I wanted. We're doubling up. Sorry, guys.
All right.
I wanted
Sounds good. Demon Spawn is, to your point, is pretty stacked. Like there's no one who's, unlike orcs or whatever, like there's not, I can't rattle off a billion, maybe like, I think everybody's pretty good for the most part, you know?
And they've got some solid epics in here too, like some actual decent ones as well.
All right. Well, that was a fast one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. On we go. Undead Hordes. I'm
Do you
up
have the
first.
Calamitous? I'm asking every single time. Sorry, bro.
I do have him. I don't like him.
All right.
I again, like a mythical that doesn't.
He's not the dude that I want to see coming out of a primal. I'll tell you that. I don't have him though.
I think that's the thing with the mythical. Is a quick little tangent. It's just like there are some that are so ungodly, OP, busted, broken that if you don't pull them, you are just devastated. At least I am, because you're like, oh my god, like maybe this helps me a little bit, or maybe I'm a low spender, a free to play spender, and this helps me, but damn, it would have been really nice to have a Galathier. You know what I mean? So it's just the differential between what they are is really large at this point, and I think he falls on the bad side of the differential, in my opinion, for sure. Okay, who am I going with here? Man, this is a tricky one actually for me. There are definitely, I know who I'm actually going to go with. I'm going with an epic. I know who I'm going with.
Ooh,
yep. I'm going Dark Aethel. I'm going Dark Aethel because you get her.
I like that. I hate her.
I hate her because her kit actually sounds good, and yet she does no damage. Like another theme here of a damage dealer that doesn't hit at all. Like she just doesn't do the damage necessary.
People are always like, she's good for Spider. She's good for Spider.
Yes.
I'm like, nah, she's not, dude. I wouldn't. If I was a free to play brand new player, I still wouldn't invest in her.
Yeah,
you know?
I didn't. I actually have her for Spider, and I didn't even invest in her as a free to play player on my free to play account. That's how bad she is. She needs a
because
buff.
people think if you're free to play or brand new, that like it somehow lowers the threshold of the caliber of champion that you want to invest in. But for me, it's quite the opposite, right? You want to make sure they're actually going to be worth your scarce resources and time or whatever.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? You're thinking way more about like, do I really want to spend 2 weeks getting the freaking chickens to level this up? And
Dark
energy for this? Like, and you don't. And that's why I feel like this champion needs a buff. Like, you get her for free, right? Like they give her to you as part of the don't they give her to you as part of the thing, or am I misremembering?
Yeah, she's a daily login.
Yeah, she's a daily login champion, so everybody would benefit from this, free to play or spender alike. She just needs more damage, man, because she is not even good in Spider, in my opinion. So yes, I would buff this champion over everybody else in this faction. Please give her more damage.
All right. I'm gonna go with Elegias. And this is a long, tired. Everybody's talked about how bad Elegias is, right? But I want to come at you with an idea of what I would do to him. I would want to rework the A3 Ghost Rage ability, right? I want to go in there. I want to move it to a 3-turn cooldown. I guess you could have it at 4 still, but ideally it's a 3-turn cooldown. AoE attack, right? Same concept, right? It's instead of removing 2 buffs, though, I want to decrease the duration of all buffs by 3 turns, aka Timid the Fool type ability, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then for every buff that has its duration decreased, fills turn meter by 10%. So that could give him an extra turn, go back into the A2, and put some of his skills on cooldown, right?
Yeah,
so
I like that.
To me, that makes him a little bit more interesting, at least, because like that's a modern day version of what Ghost Rage should be. I feel like, right?
Yeah. And if he doesn't get polymorph, you don't have to worry about intercept. That's awesome. I love that. Right. That's a great buff.
No big deal. Hire me, player.
Don't
hire me. Don't hire me.
No, come on. You can't take it back.
All right.
We're on to Dark Elves. And
I like just making YouTube videos complaining. I don't want to actually do anything.
Dark Elves. All you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go with Blind Seer. She's the first one that I saw,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go with her. One of the fastest champions inside the entire game. She's got a great A2 ability. What's not to like? Well, her self-sacrifice, her revive, right? Which is the highlight of her kit, after all. She's a Void Legendary, ladies and gentlemen. For a regular Legendary, like, you could make a case that she doesn't need a buff, but, you know, Void Shards, to the point that we're making about Primal Shards and Mythicals, like, they're a lot more expensive, right? They're like 3 or 4 times more expensive than an Ancient. Hence, I don't think the champions should all be 4 or 5 times better, but you shouldn't have a rare in Ursula the Mourner that has a 10 out of 10 AoE revive and a Void freaking Legendary that has a 2 out of 10, a Gorgorab type revive, you know? 35% HP with no turn meter on a Void Legendary?
Brutal.
No, come on, man. Just rework that revive and she'll be great, you know? Like,
yeah.
I mean, ideally add like a compelling passive. She's a Void Legendary after all, right? Like, I would like to really see her souped up, you know, that'd be ideal. But she's a reviver. So like, where are we? I guess she's just a PvE reviver right now, right? Like that's
I mean, and even then there are better options. Like she's definitely one you are sad to see come out of the shard, with the exception of like, oh, I get to empower my Mithrala now. You know what I mean? But for the average player, even for the end game player, you're just like, oh God, Blind Seer. Yeah, this is such a good pick. She's not good. Okay. Not good for a
There's
Void.
a lot of other candidates here though. So
there are, and I've got one that I desperately want to see buffed, and I've actually asked in content creator chat multiple times that this champion needs a buff, and it's Fatalis. It's Fatalis Blade Master. Okay, and look, there are people out there.
Is scary though, man.
Well, this is the thing. His kit is freaking awesome. This is why I want him buffed, because his kit is one of the best kits in the entire game, in my opinion. And like, we need Stone Skin ignoring champions badly. I love this dude's kit. I love it so much. I just hate that he does no damage. And look, there are Fatalis truthers out there who are like, Drock, he's so good. Imagine thinking he's bad. No, you're wrong. He's bad. He is bad, guys. I'm sorry, he is bad. If you can't
I'll be real, bro. I'm in the camp that he needs a buff too, and I agree with everything you said.
Yes.
But with all that said, I have been guilty in live arena once or just once, but I'll being like, oh, you drafted Fatalis, and being like, and I think it's actually pronounced Fatalis, not Fatalis there, Ash, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I love it. Fatalis.
You drafted Fatalis, and he destroyed me. He destroyed me, bro. So after that, I do have a little respect for him now. After that, you know,
understandable. But, I picked him once in live arena to troll versus Shinny of all people, because Shinny talked him up, and I was like, and I have like a 380% crit damage, 130k HP Fatalis, and I was like, if this guy can't kill this, then what is the point? And Ash, he couldn't do a damn thing. Like, people will tell you, oh, he's good if you go against fast teams, and like, like he's not the worst Legendary out there. It's just that his kit, I just want him to do.
But if you go against a fast team, he's going to be locked out or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want him to do oodles of damage, because then he would truly be broken because of his passive, which makes him hard to kill.
Is damage buff the only thing that you want to see out of him?
That's literally it. And just a small amount. I'm talking like maybe 20 to 30% more damage, so that when you use, like, and here's the reason why, when you use his Stone Skin ignoring attack, that you are going to kill that enemy that you are doing it against. Because as it stands right now, you aren't. The vast majority of the time, you can ignore Stone Skin and all these other things, but he still doesn't do enough damage on that one ability to make it worthwhile. So I desperately just want to see him with a small damage increase, because then I think he's the meta. I think he's someone you want to bring in, or someone you could use against these all Stone Skin teams, and he speeds up arenas. So that's my pick, Fatalis.
Do you have Affidus, by the way?
I do, and I haven't tested him out yet. I'm going to do a video on it, but I'm hearing that maybe it's a good buff. You know?
I don't know if it was Nub or somebody. I saw somebody was just like, we have a new Hydra god. And I was like, ooh intriguing. Are you serious? Is this true? You know? So I have not tested him either yet, though.
All right, good. We'll have to compare notes then.
Yes. Okay, so Knights Revenant.
Knights Revs. I'm first.
You're up.
Oh god, this is a tricky one here. There's so many champions I'd want to buff. This is like such a hilarious faction. Great champions, and then also a handful of really bad champions. Okay, I know who I'm buffing here. I know who I'm buffing.
Okay.
They just buffed him. They screwed up. Fortis, for the love of God, please change this.
They're never going to do it. They're too stubborn to go back in there and make another adjustment. I know. But I agree, bro.
They're never going to do it. They just buffed him. It was and look, there are a lot of talented people at Plarium, a lot of really good people. But this was the laziest buff I've ever seen, and it didn't fix any part of the problem with this champion because his kit is still absolutely awful and not something that you're going to use in today's Raid Shadow Legends. He needs a total rework, not just a damage increase, complete and utter ground up rework, fix the mechanics with the fears and the true fears and the hidden skill crap and all this other stuff. It's never going to happen. I'm shouting into the ether. I know this. I don't care. He drives me crazy.
Here's my thing, man. Like every champion that comes inside this entire game that has fear or true fear ends up kind of landing a little bit flat, right? Like the exceptions to those rules are champions that like, you know, maybe like a Mashal or something. They have like their kit is so robust outside of that they're still good. But it's because there's no real good utility for fear or true fear, right? Like it's a 50-50 shot at CCing, which is like so crappy compared to a stun or anything, right? Which we have artifact sets for, you know? For like what I think they could do to macro buff all of those fear and true fear champions is on the third clan boss or whatever. You know, I wouldn't make it an essential part, but kind of like Hex or something like that, you know, like give it an extra utility somehow, an essential part of the game. Like, because I feel like there's so many fear, true fear champions that are just like fall short, like a Nobles, Mass Fearmonger, you know, like there's a lot of them, you know, Harvest Jack. Like I love Harvest Jack, but I don't know. It's all around true fear, you know, Yoshi the Drunkard. I feel like they're all kind of meh, you know?
And you're so right, because it's so worthless on bosses. You know what I mean? Like none of it matters.
You can't use it at all against bosses.
Use it on a boss.
And then against waves, like I said, there's just better options, right?
Yes, so, 100%. Yeah, I hate Fortis.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. I feel like I always pick on Narma, so I'm gonna pick on someone else. It's gotta be Narma. Right? It's either Narma or I obviously I have a really big. I have a really big thing for blue characters. I hate the neon blue, Gurgo the Augur by Stophis, man. This teal color crap. They all suck, man. They all suck. And by Stophis is definitely king of suck, man. I really clearly don't like Bystophis. You know what bothers me about Bystophis, man, is that it's like he has the damn close to the highest attack in the game outside of Carnage, and he doesn't do damage. He's super squishy. I would just love to see maybe some stat boost and some multiplier boost. Like it's not rocket science, you know?
Yeah. Completely.
I guess he's my choice. I don't know.
Yeah, but Stophis it is. I'm giving an honorable mention because I just looked at this champion and I was like, how did I forget? Just quickly, please buff Hegemon. Bring back Hegemon time. I miss my boy Hegemon. He is so power crept. Please Plarium, fix his kit.
He really is, because you're right, because
Stone Skin.
It'd be one thing if he had like utility. Obviously, we think of Arena, we think of Hegemon like 100%, and obviously he's useless there right now. You know, I wouldn't say useless. I still would run a Hegemon in like speed farming my Great Hall team. You know, and just try to cherry pick non-UD or have a solution for UDK or whatever. Like you could still use him for sure, but like Classic Arena is pretty much it. You know, like and not the end game Classic Arena. You know, so maybe give this guy a little viability outside of just Arena, if you're not gonna, you know, like. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, just that's like a close to my heart pick because he was so good for so long.
He was.
Dwarves, right, cool. Who you got?
Dwarf time. I've got. I'm at Sylvan Watchers. Oops. How did you ever do that player and play? You ever like click on something and then it brings you somewhere else?
Yes.
Maybe my computer sucking.
All the time. No,
okay, great. I click on dwarves and then I'm in the Sylvan Watchers.
Like, what the hell's going on here, player?
Cool. I'm going to give it to, I hate to go super, I feel like it's a lame pick, but I don't care. Granjar is so freaking bad, man.
Oh, yeah.
God. I hate to mention too many. Look at his ratings. This is one of the few times in game that reviews are on point.
Brutal.
Like,
I think that's the worst in the game besides Chromax. I think that's actually the worst.
Yeah,
wow.
And he belongs in the same conversation, man. How did I not mention Chromax earlier too? But yeah, man, a 4-turn cooldown AoE HP burn. Like that's what we're talking about here on this champion. And he takes you a year to get this dude, you know, like he's you can't pull him from a shard. He's Doom Tower exclusive. Just I don't know what to say about him, you know, like I built him for one damn Centranos room, and even there he was underwhelming, you know, but he was a good damage, you know, because I had no damage dealers, you know. But I digress. I don't know what to like. There's a billion things you could do to fix this dude, but he's just so underwhelming to me.
He's bad. He is definitely, and like that's what makes it worse is how long it takes to get him. You want to like imagine those champions are really good, and yet they're awful, and it hurts so much.
I would rather Mordecai, bro. You know, like.
Yeah, same.
At least give me a 3-turn burner. Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I think for me it's got to be Madman, right? Didn't they nerf him? No. Bring him back.
There you go. There you go. It's not a bad one, man.
That could actually be I never used them.
Have gravitated towards the legendaries as well.
I know. I'm trying not to pick all legendaries, but there's some of these.
Fodboard the Bard. How about make his
AoE
decrease defense up?
Yeah, maybe Fodboard. Yeah, let's pick another epic. Let's go Fodboard. Actually, I'd like to see a little more Fodboard action.
Yeah,
why not?
The little
why
hobbit,
not?
You know?
Yeah, look at this gent. He's a fine gentleman. He's got a pipe. He's got a monocle. He's the Monopoly man if he were a dwarf. Yeah, let's buff Fodbar. Why not?
Man, I mean, like, just turn the decreased defense into a 3-turn, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, super simple. Make his cooldowns a little bit shorter, and then you're cooking with something here. So yeah, I'm going Fodbar. I like it. I'll take it. Fodbar it is. Done.
You're up first.
Shadowkin, let's roll. They just buffed Noble. They buffed Jing Wong, who was one of my all-time, like, please buff this champion.
Yeah.
And
what do you think about the buff? You happy with it?
Yeah, it's a good buff. It's a good buff for sure.
I agree.
Jing Wong was a good buff. And the problem with Jing Wong is he just didn't have a place. Like, he just was, like, halfway between things. Now he's excellent at Hydra. Great buff. I'm going to roll. I'm taking a look at the epics here. Is there anybody I want to buff epic-wise on this? We go back to back. There's definitely some here. Definitely some here, but nothing's really speaking to me. I think I'm actually going to roll. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to roll with Gameron. I think I'm going to roll Gameron.
Good choice. Good choice.
Just because, like, even when he was released.
The game's weirdest champion.
Yeah.
Weirdest, like, but not good.
Yeah, bad, but also super just confusing kit with the targeting dead or living enemies. And when he was released, I was like, oh, maybe there's something here. And then, like, you actually use them, you're like, there's definitely not. Again, another true fear type champion that could really use some help. I feel like he needs, like, more than just damage. He needs a kit rework, or like, you know, he's a support champion, but he does weird stuff. Like, I just don't know what the hell
I would
he's
like to
supposed
see
do.
him. I would like to see that Dread Invocation. This is off the cuff here. Might be a stupid idea.
Let's hear it. But
I would like to keep it pretty basic, right? You target a dead enemy. Or like you could do a living ally for a heal or something, whatever. But you target a dead enemy, and then you do AoE damage equal to 100% of their HP. Like why 20%? It's so underwhelming. Like you have to wait till they're dead first to even begin to use the skill, you know, like, and then put a block revive on the original target. Like, I don't know. I feel like the setup is so hard, meaning that, like, not hard, but like, you can't use it until someone's dead. Right. So like, I feel like, and it can't work on bosses or anything like that, you know? So like, I don't know, to me, so like you can't kill a boss and then use the dead boss. So it's a PvP ability, you know, in that regard. I don't know. Do you think that's a dumb idea?
That actually would be kind of interesting, because like
the damage, block revival, like make him a threat. Make him a threat.
Make it pure damage too, right? You know what I mean? Make it like a bomb or something that goes off. Make it pure damage. So when he's doing that max HP based damage, you're not mitigating it, because you're right. Like, he does have such hard setup, and you have to have another damage dealer realistically with his kit to get somebody killed. So that would be super interesting, really cool. I actually would love something like that. Yeah. I love it. Great choice.
I'm gonna go Wuji.
Ooh, okay, Wuji.
I think she has a super compelling kit, AoE on the I'm sorry, an AoE on the A2 with block buffs. But what I want to do is get that AoE down to a 3-turn cooldown. I want to put the block buffs at 100% land rate, and then I want a little buff to that HP. Let's take it from 10k, Plarium.
Oh God!
And let's put it to 15k. How about that, right?
10k.
Because if you did all that, she'd be a Hydra Beast. You could use her for an AoE block buffs, and she has counterattack, and when she counterattacks, she AoEs. Yeah. So she could be really fun. But she's almost there, but not quite.
That's a great. I see that. They really should hire you. They should hire us both.
No big deal. No big deal.
Hire us for 2
Gaius
weeks.
and Wuji. Done.
We got this. We got this, guys.
Right. Sylvan Watchers. And,
yes, the last one.
You can cut this if you want to, or you can leave it. I don't care, but I do have a meeting now. Sorry, bro.
Do you need to go?
No, I mean, I'll give you a minute late, so let's wrap it on Sylvan.
All right, super quick. All right, you're first.
Sorry,
go.
guys.
I'm leaving it in.
Do it.
It's you. You're up.
Oh, okay, crap. I have to go, and I'm just going to stare at the screen for 20 minutes. I will go with, you know what? For the same reason that you went with Fatalis, I'm going to go with Alil.
Yeah.
He got the buff. It didn't matter. There you go. I mean,
yeah.
I love Alil's kit. I think just like you love Fatalis's kit, I love Alil's kit. I think it's really cool. I love the stealing buffs. I love the irresistible steal on the first attack. You can steal Stone Skin on that A1. But he doesn't deal damage, and you need to deal some damage, man. That's it.
Yep. He actually would be my pick as well. No joke. But just to be like different,
Appreciate
I'll just say, like 100%. He needs a buff, and I love his kit. Saoirse, for the love of God, I mean, she's bad. Yeah. She's just bad. Yeah. HP burns. What does there say? Yeah, she's a pay-to-win champ, but she's also just completely
like, hey, you spent a lot of money in our game. We'll give you a crappy champion. It's like Doom Tower all over again.
Enjoy. All right, we did it. Ash,
hey, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
He's got to get out of here, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. An absolute pleasure. Have fun in your meeting. Guys, we will catch you soon. See you later. Big Papa Drock and Ash out.